Hello there. I'm Brad Loomis, professional natural bodybuilder and master powerlifter. I'm a contest prep coach for powerlifters and cosmetic athletes with 3D Muscle Journey. I'm also sponsored by AST Sports Science and proud to represent their brand. However, that's not all that I am. I'm also a devoted family man, a CAT scan tech, and a devout Catholic. A life like mine is not at all glamorous, at least not as some would lead you to believe. Don't get me wrong, there are some high points, but it's mostly just a lot of hard work. And it's quite boring, especially for a guy like me, with below average genetics for bodybuilding and only putting up average to maybe above average numbers in powerlifting. However, that didn't really matter to me. I love my life as a family man, and I love my life as a coach. However, I really love to train. I don't train to compete. I compete on occasion because I love to train. And this is my grind.
Hey 3DMJers, so I'm going to do a Q&A, and this seems to be the easiest way to do that, is just make a video going over the comments and questions that are on each one of my videos. And that way I can quickly and conveniently get back to folks in a pretty thorough manner. It may not be very timely, but it's pretty thorough. So I do have some general, I guess, rules when it comes to questions. First of all, obviously, if it's a sarcastic remark or trolling, I don't reply to those. If I don't understand it, a lot of times I won't reply to that. Or if it just doesn't make sense, then I won't really reply to that. And then, of course, if it's a lazy question, like something we've already covered in one of our many videos, or, just something that all you have to do is with a few minutes of your own time be able to answer on your own with information we've already provided. I don't really comment on that either. But luckily, I don't have a lot of questions. I don't have a lot of comments. I don't have a lot of views on my my videos here. So it's pretty easy for me to get to what has been commented here, pretty quickly and efficiently. So going over video one, two real good questions here, a few trolls, we'll just overlook that. Okay, so it seems you maintain a really lean physique year round. Do you think this is possible for most people? First of all, I don't hold a really lean physique. You can see I've put some pounds on here, so I'm not quite as lean as I was, here a couple months ago. And, it's certainly more likely that a person can hold a lean physique when they've got really good dietary habits in check. And so what I mean by that is I don't have the most genetically blessed metabolism, so I can't get by on Alberto Nunez type macros and calories. However, I do have a very good way of keeping myself satiated and still following the low calories that I need to maintain my physique and my body weight. So it's more likely if you do have good habits and use, have good working knowledge of flexible dieting so that you can stay satiated. I would not recommend a person stay contest lean year round. Really, you want to kind of maintain contest lean for a very short period of time, just because that's a very fragile condition, to be in. But for me, I can pretty much hold this conditioning indefinitely with minimal effort and minimal starvation, using the flexible dieting habits that I sometimes outline in some of my videos. Hopefully that answers that question. It's possible. It's just a matter of how good you are at your habits of maintaining the calories that you need to hold your conditioning, and all the while make it as easy to adhere to as possible without feeling starving, food focused, etc. And then how I go about doing that, through the meal timing that I do and the different foods that I have, I kind of outline that in other videos that I think should explain that and speak for itself. Explain why 100 grams, now this one I'm going to have to interpret as best as I can. So first of all, let's go to the question. Explain why 100 grams and under 40 grams of sugar is different from 100 grams of carbs, but 75 or more is sugar. Basically, what is the difference between same carb number but different sugar amounts? And basically, the difference is that not all carbs are sugar. You know, there's a lot of carbs are fiber, and fiber does have calories in it. And so something can have only 5 grams of sugar, but have 10 grams of carbs, because 5 grams of that could be fiber. And fiber has calories as well. So you don't want to just up and deduct your fiber. We have another video covering that, because there's calories in that as well. So if something's got 5 grams of sugar but 10 grams of carbs, it could be that 5 grams of that is fiber. And then keep in mind that there's sugar alcohols and things like that that are not sugar. So you could have more carbohydrates from those sources as well, and may not necessarily be sugar. And that's why you see that a lot. Okay, moving on. So now we're going to go to, I believe this is video number 2, training in the snow. This had a lot of positive just comments, which I really appreciated. Mad effing respect, good stuff, man. Thank you so much. That kind of stuff means more to me than I can really express. Like the video. There was a question on here. Okay, Brad, can you do a video on recovery after squats and deadlift? I seem to get the sharp pain in my hamstring, like extreme pain. It's like it I'm assuming that's seize up, but it goes away after a week when I squat again, and it happens again, and it's really putting me off. And really, to be honest with you, this is the kind of question I really can't, nor am I really qualified to answer. To be honest with you, just a random question like this is impossible for me. Shoot, a lot of times I have trouble diagnosing and troubleshooting things like this with athletes that I communicate with every week, once a week. And I see their form videos, and I see their mobility, and I've outlined their training. So I really can't answer that question in its entirety here. But what I can tell you is that, you know, it sounds not like just a recovery thing, but probably kind of a prehab, mobility, and a movement prep thing. It could be that you're just not putting enough time into your movement prep to get that muscle firing for your squats and your deadlifts. So I would go over my movement prep, which I think is in video 1, and see if going through that type of a movement prep could help you. Okay, we are at 6 minutes of this video. I want to try to make these videos 10 minutes in length or less. So we're going to go over episode 3. This is my week of testing. And this one here, I've already looked through this. Not many questions, but I love this comment. McNasty Slam says, I love the videos you've recently released, Brad. Congrats on the PRs. One day I hope to have your relative strength level. I liked your son's music. It's creative, and as a father, I can know how much we love experiencing our children's own growth and creativity shine. Please keep these videos coming. Thanks. And you know, to be honest with you, the reason I wanted to bring up that video is I can talk about my son literally all day. And whenever I start talking about my son, talking about him playing football, it's almost like I don't even know how to explain it, but I won't shut up. And so I want to say that, you know what, I share your enthusiasm, you know, when it comes to your son. Okay, this is episode 4. We got a couple more minutes before I want to wrap this up. So this is episode 4, Super Training Gym and Mark Bell's PowerCast. Where can I get those band setups he was using for deads? I got mine from Rogue. That was a Christmas present from my wife. But yeah, I think Rogue has them, ROGUE, and there's a few other places that have them. I've really been enjoying this series. Okay, this is a good one. If I had to guess the average number of reps the 3DMJ crew use on their main compounds, I'd have to put it around 5, to be honest. And Jeff actually replied back to this, Jeff Albers, and said, Jenkins, personally, me, at the moment, bench press is 6 to 10, squats 2 to 5, and 6 to 8, deadlift 5 to 10. Jeff. And mine's a pretty wide range, but I will say that hardly ever are my lifts in the double digits. But usually the way that Eric does my programming is I kind of do a middle of the road, like, you know, 4 to 6. Then I usually do pretty darn heavy, like 1s and 2s. and then the end of the week is usually when I do as many as 8 repetitions. But I don't think I do more than 8 on my main lifts. Now, does he say actual main? Yeah, other on their main compounds. I have to put that around 5, to be honest. So, yeah, that's probably pretty darn accurate right now. Is that not more than 8, and at least probably deadlift. We do singles right now because of my back and all of my scoliosis issues. But yeah, I'd have to say that's probably right. So this covers episodes 1 through 4, and in the next video, I'll cover 5 to however long we can get in a 10-minute time period. But thanks again, guys, for watching. Thanks for your incredible support and all of your comments, whether they are trolling, lazy questions I can't answer and don't understand, and of course the ones that I feel of real good substance and helps out the community as well. And yeah, keep watching.